In 1975, there was, to be honest, there was very little emphasis on safety. I call it, in construction, we all had the Paul Bunyan attitude, which meant that we felt that we could do anything. There was no such thing as a 2 or 3 man lift. If something needed to be moved, you just went over and grabbed it and lifted on it. And unfortunately, back in those days, there were a lot of injuries and illnesses. Well, in the middle 80s, I became an expert because it was necessary. We got a notification that we were going into what is called the accident prevention pool, which meant our premiums were going to triple. I had probably the second biggest business decision in my life. I actually was thinking of shutting the company down because going into that year with a 300% increase in our premiums, we would have had a significant loss. Once I realized that we actually had control over our program, and we do have total control over it, because the whole idea behind workers' comp is if you aren't hurting people, putting people into the system, you are going to have very low premiums. If you are putting people into the system and the insurance companies are paying large amounts of money, your premiums are going to go up. And it's all based on your experience mod, and for the longest time, we had an experience mod of 0.58, which is unheard of in our industry.
We are committed to the health and safety of our employees at all times. We've taken an active role in understanding the state federal regulations in regards to safety, and through the use of our policies and procedures, we enforce our policies and procedures to protect the employees. As an employee, there's all types of hazards they should be aware of. A job hazard assessment is done at the start of each and every day, making the employees aware of all the hazards, and then they minimize them hazards to protect them throughout the day. Everything from fall hazards to personal protective equipment and so on. Once a week on Monday mornings, all the field employees get together, and I do 15 to 20 minutes of training between videos and toolbox talks. And if there was any near misses the week before or incidents, they're discussed on how they could have been prevented.
I can stop everything if I see something that I don't like that I think might cause a problem. Or if there's any other hazardous action going on, I'm going to warn people verbally of danger that's going to happen, any potential accident that might happen, let them know. And I have the authority to correct anything that's wrong, or even stop the job if we can't handle it at the moment.
I have to believe that it's our culture. We have the right people in the right places. We have Joel Bollier, who is our safety coordinator, who does an unbelievable job. He came from the field. He's an injured worker himself. He's a huge success story. If I hadn't worked with him years ago, Joel probably wouldn't be working today. The roofing industry was just too much for his physical. He had some back issues and surgeries, and it's just too much. And we found a position where very smart man, where he can succeed, and he's done a great job for us, and he can tell the guys in the field what it means to an individual if you go out with a back injury or a workers' comp claim. It's not glorious like some people think it is. And I fully believe that if you want to help people in this world, one of the best things you can do is provide a meaningful job with meaningful benefits and meaningful employment.